You can go get bent with all the money you spent. After all the work I did to make you sound good, it's a crying shame.
Hey everybody, welcome to New Music 30. I'm Brent Schlemmer. We're here tonight with a special edition, not quite Indianapolis, but just south of here, Brown County. We're going to come at you with local favorites, the Hammer and the Hatchet. So stick around, let's get right to the interview. Well, thanks for doing the show.
Yeah. Sure, happy to be here. My phone decided to die on me 3 days ago, so
that's no good.
We don't have internet at our house. It's not even offered where we live. The last couple of days I've been having to come grab Wi-Fi where I can just to kind of keep the ball moving, because we've got some shows coming up and stuff happening. And
yeah, I saw that. But that's that's the beauty of kind of your scene, is that it is a lot of outdoor festival things. It is a lot of people that are like, okay, yeah, let's. So you can't sell as many tickets. All right, we're still going. And there's been some good stuff happening, at least that I've seen.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a real weird time to release a record.
Yeah. You and everybody else that I've been talking to.
Real weird time that we've maintained some sort of momentum into this, so we'll just keep riding it out,
Right? Were you done before the first kind of quarantine came about, or did this all happen within that?
Within that.
Yeah, the 6 months, like the last 5-6 months have been pretty, I think, studio productive for a lot of people. Is that what happened with you?
We're recording next week again. We're excited about that. But we did all the recording for this before COVID hit, and we actually had it mastered once and then just had the opportunity to put it on vinyl. So then we had to kind of scramble to get it mastered again in a way that was acceptable for vinyl production. And so we went to Postal Recording, and they knocked it out of the park for us, and quickly. Yeah. And
I love those guys there. I've been impressed every time I've walked through that door there.
We went with Got a Groove Records in Cleveland, Ohio, to press our records.
Nice.
And so you kind of do it where you pay a deposit, half a deposit, and then they go and they do their thing and they get you some product back. So we paid that non-refundable, no going back deposit 2 days before the world closed. So after a few years of being like, let's save up money and be really responsible and never get debt, all of a sudden we're in debt and not really sure when the record was going to get there. We got some fair amount of response for pre-orders, and we were really excited about that. But then, the inevitable question, when?
Right.
So the answer to that is the September 24th at the Hi-Fi.
You've been working on this album since you started?
2.5 years now.
Okay, I was going to say, has it been a couple years?
Went really fast, but we recorded our first record at Primary Sound. It used to be called Farm Fresh Studios in Monroe County. Okay. So that was a cool experience in the studio, but studio time is very expensive and it's different to record in a setting like that, Our second record, Winter Fires, we recorded that at Jeff Foster's home studio. Lots of one take stuff. John overdubbed one part on one song. And then the second half of that record is a live set from a benefit thing that we played at the Brown County Playhouse. And so we were able then to make that like a full length record. So this one was our first foray at like guerrilla recording, finding rooms that we thought sounded good, having our sound engineer join us, set up, and spend a weekend. The first weekend we were snowed in,
That worked out real well.
It was
Right.
awesome.
Some of those cuts actually made it on the record too.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know.
And then that was at my mom's house. She's selling that house, so we got a couple sessions in, and then we needed to find a different location. The third location was our living room.
Our house, yeah. And
And
then over there on the other, yeah,
Right.
just
You're in the
over there.
for the fourth session. So it took some time. Our sound engineer, Dan Bent, he lives in Indianapolis.
You know Dan Bent?
I don't.
Dan runs a lot of sound around Metamora Music Festival. He did the main monitor mix for the Hartford Festival and several other events around town. But
Nice.
Dan's a wonderful person.
The Frankfurt Bluegrass Festival he does
right.
every year.
He lives there on the near north side of Indy, and he's just a wonderful person. And he heard us at, I kind of gotten to know him over the years playing with him and stuff. And he heard us at Metamora a few years back and has just come up to us and just, we need to get you guys another album, a better recorded record. Because he'd listened to everything we had. And by golly, I think he succeeded. We all did, you know. I'm really happy with what happened. And man, he worked so hard on all this stuff, all the different takes and the different places, and keeping track of all this stuff, you know, because there's still stuff in the bank, you know, that didn't
Right.
not released. But we just love Dan Bent to pieces. With this record wouldn't be possible without his help.
Nice.
Let's watch the moon rise over the hills, across the valley, far away, above the sycamore, the stars above us, holding on by 10-foot rings. 10-foot rings, our 10-foot rings. They remind us of the little things, like keeping the fire burning in steady rain, holding on by 10-foot rings. Never have many worldly treasures. I never had much money to spare, but we sure had our share of trouble. And this world keeps us spinning, holding on by 10-foot rings. 10-foot rings, our 10-foot rings. They remind us of the little things, like keeping the fires burning in steady rain, holding on by 10-foot rings. Sometimes it can feel like we're miles apart, babe. Sometimes it feels like we're joined at the heart. We've sifted through a lot of charm. We've had a little bit of luck, found a few dreams in a pair of 10-foot rings. 10-foot rings, our 10-foot rings. They remind us of the little things, like keeping the fire burning in steady rain, holding on by 10-foot rings. 10-foot rings, our 10-foot rings. They remind us
from our sponsor. Just a quick word from our sponsor.
And what's unique about this record is that there are songs he wrote, songs I wrote, songs we wrote, all the way across the board. I had more to contribute this time. And our sound's a little different this time. It's not.
This album will take you for a ride, really. It's probably going to be a little bit different than what you're expecting, just
Nice.
typical acoustic duet stuff. It actually gets to be a little growly. And then it gets towards the second half of the record's really different than the first half.
Excellent.
We also had Reverend Peyton from Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band come in and join us on a tune, Soil and
Nice.
Stone, and that's really fun. Rev doesn't live far from where we are
I was
right
going
now
to
at
say,
all.
yeah, you guys are Brown County-ites.
Right now we technically live in Monroe County, but where we're at right now is in Brown County.
The studio's in Brown County.
Right
We
on.
just spontaneously called them on that fourth session, and they had just come off the road, and I wondered if they were around, and Rev said, sure enough. So he came over and cut a track, and so we were as surprised as everyone else that it worked out.
The track that you hear, we just played through live because all this stuff was me and Jamie playing together.
Mhm.
We just wrapped the track, and here he comes up the steps. I mean, it was like that, bang. It's like, and even that day, I changed the way that I was playing that song, which invoked Jamie's like, hey, I wonder if Rev's around. So it was like the whole song really just kind of like shifted gears that day. It was really kind of fun.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yes.
But there's something kind of special too if you get the download card from the album. Each album has a download
Right.
card. There's bonus tracks.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's right.
Make sure you download that card. You
Yeah,
get a
don't
couple
throw it
extra.
Get
away.
that download card.
But we
That's
did
cool.
want it to be like a vinyl experience where side A and side B is different. We're 70s kids.
Well, there's kind of like
Oh, yeah.
there's a story arc to the record, and that's really what we were really trying to do with it.
Nice.
Just like an album should be.
I would guess that probably sounds great on a set of headphones.
It really does, and that really lends to Postal, what they did with Dan Bent was he just walked in with the original mixes and worked with them, and it really feels like something that was mixed digitally, which is kind of like a wall of sound, and then all of a sudden it just sounds like you kind of walk right inside of the mix better.
Nice.
So yeah, when you put on headphones with this album, you really get that experience like you're sitting in the middle of us
Nice.
while we're playing. Because most of these tracks, like I said, we're recording at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're live takes.
It's what's that? I missed
They're
that.
live takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. I assume that it's just like sitting in your living room while you guys play. Like there's a certain.
Pretty much. That's got to be the core of it.
Yeah, there's an aspect of that I think people crave. That's why especially right now, it's like, well, what else do you got but small, intimate, like people in your bubble, kind of scenario.
Mhm.
It's like, oh yeah, here's a little internet show for 8 people or whatever, and it's got that. Like, I'd love to be able to capture that anytime. It's like, oh, put up a couple mics and do here's what it sounds like in the room. I love that kind of stuff.
What's also cool is from the first track to the end, you kind of get a sense of, because knowing that was over 4 different recording sessions, and each of those sessions was, except for maybe one of those, was a couple days worth. Like Dan would come down and stay the night, and we'd like work. So even to mine out these tracks, but you can hear us, getting better playing together.
Right.
The album goes. It's crazy. We play together all the time, but you can really hear this album really develop.
I think I should mention Tom Preston. He took the picture. We've tried to incorporate some Brown County artisans into the packaging every time we make a record. And
I'm reaching.
So Tom took this picture of this cover.
Yeah.
But I had another good friend of ours, Jules Dunlap. She took the last record, and we have another photographer lined up for our next record. So we're just gonna not, it's not broke. So we're just gonna stay with that
Right.
formula. And it's really exciting to let so many people be part of our team and
Totally.
contribute, and so many people that have just lovingly given their time and their skill set. There are things that we do not do well.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
it's
Right.
really pretty incredible to
We're
say
just-
I need something
we're
and
just
people
talking-
show up for that.
We're just talking with a guy about this weekend. His name is Mark Blackwell, and he recorded all this live music at this private festival we played. He took it upon himself to bring his own equipment, to tap into the board, capture all the sound from the board and from like an H4 or Zoom,
Right.
some sort of handheld device. But we couldn't do what we do as musicians without people using the skills that they have
Right.
to help us do what we do. I mean, it all goes together. And, I just think, anybody out there on the fence, thinking of what they can do to help musicians, if you have some sort of skill set, and just jump in, help us create. It takes
Especially
a
now.
village sometimes to make a record. This next one's called Ferris Hill Massacre. Well, say, old Bill, heard you bought up Ferris Hill. No, I've seen those big machines coming around. Well, say, old Bill, you're still kicking back that swell. That your sun runs off way back up in the holler. I think you've lost your mind. I think you've lost your mind. Yeah, I think you've lost your mind. I think you've lost your mind. Now I remember a time back before you came around, when that hill for me became hallowed ground. When I hiked up to the top, day a good friend checked out. I fell apart up there, but I don't think you could give a damn about that. I swear I lost my mind. Yeah, I swear I lost my mind. I swear I lost my mind. Yeah, I swear I lost my mind. Now you're clearing off all the big timber. Well, Bill, hope you made a mighty good dollar. Just don't give a damn about all the tops you let fall and clog up a holler. I think you've lost your mind. Yeah, I think you've lost your mind. I think you've lost your mind. You've lost your mind. Now my creek is running dry.
And it's incredible how many people, do the things that we need,
Right.
John mentioned Mark doing the video for us, and I'll share one of those. That'll be one of the ones that
Sure.
we add. And boy, that was really neat. We're down on the river, we're meeting a whole new scene of people,
Right.
all of which are willing to lend hands, carry gear, just anything, whatever. And that's how I guess I got started playing music too, was just trying to be helpful and around. And
Yep.
if you're
I think, on a serious note, we're going to need all this shit this winter. Everybody's going to have to come together as a community and do our best to stay in touch and try to help facilitate music the best we can, and look for new and exciting ways, and, hold the door open for somebody else. If our mower broke down, we're going to come and sing this song. It's not quite broke down, but I need some parts. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Well, you got a bad starter, need a cool drink of water. Bring your tractor on down to Bailey's Small Engine Repair. You got a flap, don't matter. Hard times change your pattern. Bring your tractor on down to Bailey's Small Engine Repair.
So you got a cast iron culvert on Princess Stratton. Every power is just a little back.
They could put them down if you shot with a 44.
He sells guns, knives, bait, and tackle.
Candy, cigarettes, and tobacco.
All the things you'll want.
When you really need them. Yeah, you got a bad starter, need a cool drink of water. Bring your tractor on down to Bailey's Small Engine Repair. You've got a flap, it don't matter. Hard times will change your pattern. Bring your tractor on down to Bailey's Small Engine Repair.
Well, fix up your tiller even.
Puts up with old man Miller. He likes to talk about the old days like aches the dirt off the ties.
Adjust that car when your weed whacker.
Says his grandson's a slacker. Keeps it fetch the tools until he gets it right.
Hey,
Got a bad starter, need a cool drink of water. Bring your tractor on down to Bailey's Small Engine Repair. You've got a flap, don't matter. Hard times change your pattern. Bring your tractor on down to Bailey's Small Engine Repair.
up down the road, some dogs are barking and the day is growing dark. Gotta get to my bed and the dreams in my head so I can make it an early start.
It's the hard turn of the ratchet today in the life of the hammer and the hatchet. Got our hands full of splinters. We're pineapple certified. Yes, you got a bad starter, need a cool drink of water. Bring your tractor on down to Bailey's Small Engine Repair. You got a flap, don't matter. Hard times change your pattern. Bring your tractor on down to Bailey's Small Engine Repair. Bring your tractor on down to Bailey's.
Smells nice, baby tackle.
Candy, cigarettes, and tobacco.
We need your line for upright base, fresh and sharp and lawnmower blades. Got old beat up and little news, spark plugs,
New and used.
minnows,
New and used.
one too long rifle shells, and shit weeds, and ain't for sale. Mount the bars, bows, and arrows, chainsaws, one rusty wheelbarrow, DVD and a VHS. Charlie Bailey,
He's the best. He got me wide.
Charlie Bailey's
Small Engine Repair.
Woo!
Hey, look at that guy.
Yeah.
There's Charlie. Look at that.
But we've been really lucky that our whole band lives at our house.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yep.
Our whole band.
All both of them.
Yeah, all both of us. Yeah. But we have actually played a show as a 4-piece at Hard Truth Hills a few weeks ago, and we had a bass player join us last weekend.
Right. You had the last time, I think the last time I saw you might have been that Patsy Cline show that we did.
Yeah, we had
I
Dan.
think you had a bass player that night too.
That's our sound engineer.
That was Dan Bennett.
Okay.
Yeah,
There you
because
go.
he's also the front man of the illustrious Avocado Chic.
All right.
Avocado Chic. I met John Boyer when he was playing an Avocado Chic gig. It's a real chick magnet
big time guy.
band,
Muddy Boots.
and I couldn't resist, figuring out who this guy was, and that's really probably why Dan Bennett continues to feel invested.
Feels responsible in some
That's
way.
right.
He feels responsible. That's right. It's his fault.
Well, you'll hear some indie rock sounds on. I guess that's really what I was trying to say on
Yeah.
Urban Blood. You'll hear some some riffs that are not Americana.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's
I can't
a
help it.
reflection. That's a reflection of what we listen to.
Sure.
That's a reflection.
And where I come from musically, really.
Right. Where can people find your stuff online? Do you have a website that's kind of the central hub? Do you send most people to a YouTube channel? Where's the Spotify, the Hammer and the Hatchet, and all that? Where does that intersect? Tell me all about those.
So you can find our music online. Our website is where you can order a copy of the vinyl, thehammerandthehatchet.com. We also have a YouTube channel, The Hammer and the Hatchet.
That's right.
You can always message us on Facebook, and we answer those. But the website is the preferred way to go. That way we
Right.
can email.
Also
and-
Spotify. Everything's on Spotify.
Right?
That's right.
Streaming services, all the
All
usual,
the digital streaming services,
usual
it's all out
suspects.
there.
right? Like a
Not hiding from you at all. We're not. It's
Right.
there.
that's good because you'd be surprised.
Well, I mean, it did take me a while to figure that out. It takes a while to figure that out, especially when that really isn't what we're doing it for.
Right.
If you're writing songs, it doesn't mean that you're wanting to stream them all over the world and stuff at first, but we realize
Sure.
that people want to hear, and we want to let them. So
And we're excited to keep playing music. We've got more stuff coming down the line. Like Jamie said, we're recording some more next week. We've already had started on that project. We've got test bed recordings
Nice.
ready. We're just trying to figure out what we're going to do. There's a couple different avenues we can go stylistically, and you might hear, you click around the dial, you might hear something from us from about
Nice.
every genre sooner or later. I would suspect,
Right.
I plan on staying busy this winter doing that.
Right
Yeah.
on. Me too.
I enjoy the reinvention.
Me too. Me
Figuring
too.
it out. I've always enjoyed that. So personally, I'm kind of enjoying the challenge of it, and I'm kind of letting my inner hermit, thrive while we still record music. It's
Sure.
okay.
Yeah. Anything else
We
crazy
have,
you want to
we
throw
have
in?
that show at the Hi-Fi Annex coming up on the 24th. That's a Thursday, and we might be at the Lost Dog String Band show the weekend before that, but I've been kind of quizzing folks with how those shows have been, and it seems like they've been pretty good, and everybody's been showing up and having a good time, and grateful to have some live music to attend.
Sure.
And
Totally.
that, so.
Our
Absolutely.
scene, before this happened, be it Indy or be it Bloomington or be it Brown County, the scenes were just popping off. There was some great music happened right before all this went down.
I agree.
It's like everything. Indiana has really, really moved forward in the music world. you know, and it was, so we've got to just kind of keep that momentum. We got to, you know, it's not going to come easy to us around here. It never does. Nothing
Right.
ever comes easy to Hoosiers. Are you kidding me?
Sure.
So you got to claw a little harder. Okay. You got to
Yep.
find a little dig in deep. So
I think I got everything I need.
Brent, thank you so much for taking your time to talk
My
to us.
pleasure to
today.
have you.
thanks for sticking with us and being patient enough to make it
Not a
happen.
problem. Not a problem. My pleasure. 73 videos.
You got it.
Yep.
We'll be ready, and I'll have the teaser and probably everything edited all up by Monday. Usually Monday afternoon I post the teaser, which is like a 2.5 minute version of the whole show.
Okay.
So it just goes blah, 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 you know, it goes through a couple of people say a
I've
few
seen
things.
that.
There's a little music, you know. It's about 2/3 of it like music clips with little quips in between. You'll see it. It'll be cool. I'll send you a copy.
Awesome.
Thank you.
No problem. My pleasure. Thanks for being on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
See you later.
That's all we got for you tonight, folks. Special thanks to Jamie and John for jumping on the show at the last minute here, getting this happening for another week for me. And you guys are the real rock stars. Thanks for tuning in. Definitely get over to our YouTube channel. Check us out. Subscribe. Find all our stuff there. You can even check out those older interviews. So, once again, I'm Brent Schlemmer, New Music 30. We'll see you again next week.
You can go get that. All the money